Hello, James. Zach Tozer. Oh, how do you do it? Okay, well, we'll get there. Hello, everyone. Hi. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Ed the Dog Teaches the Shame album. We're on to side B. We're doing one of the, well, I would describe it as the hardest track on the record. The band, I always say I hate playing it live. It's not because I actually think it's one of my favourite songs on the record. For me personally, it's just really hard to play. Really hard to play. So anyway, let's do tuning. So you're going to need to tune. Hello. You're going to need to tune your guitar, if you've got a guitar in front of you, which I hope so, because otherwise it's going to make no sense, is in open D tuning, which is basically an open major chord. So I've got the capo on here at the moment, so this won't be right, but you're tuning to D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. So once again, D, A, D, F sharp, A, and D. Just sound like that. Capo on first fret for this song. So it's in, D sharp, I guess. Okay. I'm really nervous about this song because this is a really hard song to play. Okay. What was I going to say? So we need to talk about the song first, because you guys like hearing about what the song's about. I would describe this song as someone. So I was watching a painter once, and they said that they paint like they're walking through a forest, which I thought was brilliant, because I feel like that sometimes when I'm drawing and painting. And I would describe this song as my walking through the forest song. I've got a few of those songs where when I was writing it, I just had no idea what... I mean, no one sits down to write and goes, I'm going to write this song now. But it was one of those things where I was just like, I'm just going to see what happens. Where does this go? And the song that came out was just from walking through the forest and going, oh, okay, that's what's going to happen. Okay, fine. Not really trying to judge what it was. It's why the chorus is just like a riff instead of chords. And it was actually a really good writing exercise. But the lyrics kind of reflect that as well. The song isn't really about anything. It's kind of just a collection of abstract ideas. I was on Genius earlier trying to look at the lyrics. By the way, if the person who's watching who put all the lyrics on Genius, thank you for that, because I can't find any of my own lyrics ever really. So it's really handy that someone has catalogued them online. I'm really grateful to them. I'm probably the only person who uses it. So anyway, I was looking at the lyrics, and it's just the first bit's about being anxious and not doing anything and being lazy about it. Then the second bit's about being in a relationship and how I haven't got any money, so I can't treat my girlfriend the way I want to treat her. And then the next bit's about having kids, and then parts of it are not even from me talking. The whole bit at the end where I speak about it's sort of almost like a rap in a way. It's just a bunch of quotes and phrases that I like and weird things. It's such it's an abstract song. That's the way I think about it. And the guitar lesson I'm about to teach is going to reflect that, because this song is just all over the place. So I guess we should dive into it. Right. I don't even know where to start. I've normally got a little chord sheet up, but it's not going to be any help to me today because the way it's constructed is so odd. Right, let me drink some water and let's get into this. Are we all happy? Is everyone tuned up to good old open D with a capo at the first fret? I hope so, because I'm diving in. Okay, so the song starts, because the top three are a chord, you can just play with one finger at the start. So 4th fret, 5th fret, and then we'll get to the next one. But basically it's a chromatic start like this. But that last chord, we're going to break it up a little bit. So start is 4, 5, 6. But that 6th chord, here's how you play it. Here's how you voice it out. So I think it's just a 7 chord without the 5th in it. So you've got your ring finger on the 6th fret on the D string. Let's call it what they would be in standard tuning. So E string 6th fret, index finger is D string 4th fret, and then your pinky finger is going to be on the G string 6th. So you're only playing 3 notes. Just like that. And you don't let the other notes ring out. So it's not that chord, it's... This can take a bit of getting used to. It took me a while to sort of like... I don't know how I learnt the style. I was never taught it, but it's just where this hand is basically just chugging throughout the whole thing. It's not really doing anything fancy. And this is the hand that's holding it all together and muting the strings in order to let the chord that you want to ring out. So I've only got literally applying a pressure on my middle finger, my index finger, and my pinky finger to get that chord. None of the other strings are ringing out. So the first part should go. That's it. And the way I get that mute sound isn't from palm muting, it's from letting go of the strings and just letting my palm hold the strings like that. You can even just like chug with this hand, get used to pressing with the other hand to get the right feeling for the mutes. This hand's never changing. Cool. So, first part of the riff goes. We jump up with our pinky finger to the B string, and that's the only note we hit, even though we're muting all the other notes with our other finger. So it should sound like this. Kind of upchuck it, but you get the idea. And then from 6, we're going to pull up into what a lot of people in battle, well, specifically a guy called Dan Smith, who I used to go to uni with, called the fish tank chord, which is this shape thing. Oh, hit the light. And it's a really, I feel like I want to call it my own chord. It's not. It's a D flat add 9. But basically, the way it's voiced is your ring finger is going to be at the 11th fret. Then just underneath that is your pinky on the 11th fret. Then we're muting the D string with this hand. Middle finger is on the 9th fret G string. And then index finger is on the B. It's kind of like, almost like, I like to think about it as though the chord shape I'm doing is like a backwards chord, whereas normally your index finger is holding down the bottom strings and your pinky's doing the top. It's inverted, like that. No hitting of the top E or the D string. They're all muted, and it should ring out like this. That B string is the 8th fret on the B string. So all together, that part goes. That's it. It's really weird. It's just I don't know how I ever came up with that chord, but I definitely came up with it when I was in this band called Fish Tank, and loads of Fish Tank songs have got this add 9 chord, like in all sorts of different places. Like it's the start of an EP. So anyway, just to go over that one more time. You go back to that chord again, and that's it. And like I say, all that rhythmic stuff isn't happening really in this hand. Most of it's just from me pressing really lightly on the strings and letting my hand do all that muting sound. This hand is just going like... I'm just basically doing this. There's a bit of upchucking every now and again, but not really. It's mostly this hand doing the work. So, I hope you're following along. Let's get into the verse. So, the verse goes... Oh, we technically start the verse as though we're going to start the intro again. And then we just play the E string here, 6th fret. I'm dead. And then that's the same as the start. I mean, it's in the same position as the start. I'm dead. So up to the G string on the 6th fret. I'm dead in my bed. And that's A string, 6th fret. 8th string, sorry, what is that? 6th fret on the A string, yeah. Then 8th fret on the A string. Then 6th fret on the D string. In my bed, just following the vocal line. I'm dead in my bed. And then, am I going to burp? I feel like I'm going to burp, but maybe I'm not. It's easier to hide burps live because you can just go off mic, whereas doing this live thing is way harder. So, anyway, I'm dead in my bed. And then, like the intro, we're going to go up to the 11th fret. Come to life. And that's G string 11th fret. And you're going to need to get into this position where your pinky is doing the work and the ring finger is here, so you can do the next bit, which is playing the chords with the vocal line. Some, but not all of the time. And then you're back to the start again. So the whole phrase is, I'm dead in my bed, come to life, some, but not all of the time. And this hand's doing the same as my voice. It's called zappifying something, basically, where you sing the same as you're doing on the guitar. Or I think Hendrix did it as well, didn't he? But I always think of it as being zappified. That's a good thing to go check out. Reddit Zappified page. Sick stuff. It's amazing stuff. I'm dead in my bed, come to life, some but not all of the time. Not 100% on that fish tank chord. Okay, no worries. So, right. 11th fret, your ring finger on the bottom string. Then underneath it, as though you're playing like a power chord normally, is going to go your pinky finger. Then, with your little gnarled hands here, middle finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the G string. We're missing out the D string. The D string doesn't get played. My pinky finger mutes the D string there. And then B string on the what is it? No, that's the 9th fret D string. Is that 8th? I'm getting confused, yeah. So 8 there on the B, 9 on the middle, and then 11 on these two. So when you strike it, your hand should be muting the E string and the D string. Shouldn't be playing that. And what you get is... No, it's just... It's only because it's... the reason it's left-handed is just because it's reversed. Cool. So that's the fish tank chord, and you can move that around to your heart's content. It's just technically whatever chord. I mean, that was a D flat add 9. So anyway, I'll just go over the verse one more time. I'm dead in my bed, come to life, some but not all of the time. Again, to get ahead, read a book. And instead of doing the some but not all of the time bit, you're going to do 9 easy now, which again is all muted except for the bottom string and the G string. That's technically all I'm playing are those two strings. And then this hand's muting the rest. I'm always just playing really aggressively with this hand. I don't think you explained the last bit of the verse. Which bit? Explain the last bit of the verse. I think you explained the last bit of the verse. So what? So this bit here. Okay. So I'll try and play it real slow. I'm dead in my bed, come to life. That's on the 11th, so that's bottom string and G string. And then we're doing the same. You're not moving your hand. Your hand shape stays the same. You're just moving around. So it's 9, 9, 9, 11, 9, 6. Is that cool? Is that better? Sorry if I'm not explaining it well. It's really, really hard. I'm trying my best. So all together, no worries. That goes. I'm dead. I'll try and do it slowly. I'm dead in my bed, come to life, some but not all of the time. Get ahead, read a book, easy now. That's all on the 9th fret. Easy now. And there you go, that's the verse. And then it does, thankfully, I think the song copies and pastes over for the next one. Anyway, pre-chorus, way fucking harder, so let's do that. Again, just like the intro, it starts with the... So 4, 5, 6, and that's watch as he strikes. Watch as he strikes. And we are actually just going to play the power chord there. Watch as he strikes, Venom, which is the starting chord again, just plucked out. Venom. So that's D string 4th fret to 6th fret G string. Watch as he strikes, Venom. Okay, is everyone cool? Watch as he strikes, Venom. Right into... Oh God, how do I do this? Oh yeah. So again, it's the same thing. 6 to 11. Watch as he strikes, Venom. Right in to her heart. Right into her heart. And that next bit is 6 to 11 on the D string, then to 9th fret G string, B string 8th fret to 11th fret B string. So it's kind of that same weird fish tank chord shape, but just with that extra added note on the end. It's all just broken. So essentially what I'm doing is it's the same as the verse, it's just a completely different way it's constructed in terms of the song. So watch as he strikes, Venom, right into her heart. And then we do the same thing again. The only difference is that instead of jumping up to the B at the 11th, on the 11th fret on the B, we do 11th fret on the E. So like this. And then she falls in love with the smallest of parts. You're harmonising the part you're playing. So that whole phrase again. Watch as he strikes, Venom, right into her heart. And then she falls in love with the smallest of parts. That's it. That's the whole phrase round. So you can see the way it's constructed the same as the last part. It's just a broken up version of it. Watch as he strikes, Venom, right into her heart. And then she falls in love with the smallest of parts. Baby is more near 10, really in the red, embody it, no choice. And this is where it gets different. So you can see it just repeats there. You pull, I don't think from 4, I think from 6. Just barring the whole of the 11th fret for essentially a D flat major. I'm already here. And that's the build into the chorus. So that whole section again. Watch as he strikes venom right into her heart. And then she falls in love with the smallest of parts. Baby is more needs hair, really in the red, in body ear. No choice, I'm already here. And that's it. Actually, maybe do pull from 4. I'm already here. So that's the verse. I'm glad, Carl, you got it. Thank God. Are we all following along? Okay, all right. I can move on to the riffy chorus bit. Cool. I'm going to take that as a yes. So the chorus. Now, here's a slight difference. The chorus, I can't play it live and sing it. So Charlie plays what I would have been playing for the chorus, and I play his lead line, which is my vocal line. So I play something like, can never take her where she wants. She has to put up with my adolescence. But that's just the vocal line. Lead guitarist can work that one out. So the chorus riff goes like this, and I can't sing it at the same time, but it's the chorus. So it goes. Probably see why I can't play it, because it's a bit like tapping your head and rubbing your stomach. It's just like, it's too much it makes my brain hurt when I'm playing it. So, who wrote the riff, mate? Wasn't it me? Do you think it was you? Zach, you know I wrote that. Wait, did you write the riff? Don't tell me that. Maybe Zach wrote the riff. I don't think you did. I swear I did. Oh, he's so pissed off. Sorry. I thought I wrote that riff. Maybe I didn't. Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay, fair play. Hey, I wrote the top line, buddy. So anyway, there's a live spat going on. But fuck off. No, come on, mate. I thought I wrote that. I'm maintaining it. I'm pretty sure I wrote it. Pretty sure I wrote it, boys. Is there anyone else who wrote it out there? Please tell me if you wrote it. Oh shit, sorry, yeah, it was Rosie, wasn't it? Fuck, I forgot. Okay, fair play. Yeah, that's right. I woke up humming it, mate. Surprised it was actually me. Oh shit, it was MJ. Okay, fair play. I'm glad everyone's amazing. Right, should we learn it? Should we learn the part? 6th fret, D string. That's the first note. First 2 notes. Then A string, 6th fret. To 8th fret. So back and forth between the 6th and the 8th. Then down to the 3rd fret A string and back to the octave. So once again, I'll do it with one finger. Then so that's the 4th fret A string. Finally, the D string gets used in the song. And that's on the 6th fret. Up to the 8th and 6th fret. Is that it? Yeah. So 4th fret, 6th fret twice on the D string, 8th fret, 6th fret on D string still, and then A string 8th fret to 6th fret D string. You can hear there's a few do like funny things going on, like where I'm sort of like half muting notes. You really just got to play it and kind of work out that rhythm for yourself, because there's so many little like subtle things. Just play it to the song and you'll eventually get like sort of like the janky rhythm of it. And that's the whole chorus. I'm going to try and sing it and play it at the same time. It won't work, but I will try. I can never take her where she wants. See what I mean? I can never take her where she wants. She has to put up with my adolescence and be more productive. See, I have to do things like playing the exact part. I can't. It's too hard for me. But clearly too hard for me because I didn't fucking write it. So, but it's the same thing over and over. And then just before we go back to the intro again, you get this part, which is the pre-chorus again, essentially. So we play that B a little bit longer on the 11th fret. And then we've got some chords to get us back to the intro, which is like we're playing Rage Against the Machine. Just drop D on the 9th fret, 8th fret, 6th fret. So all together that's pre-chorus again. Play that B a little bit longer. And then we're back to the intro. And over the top of that, oh, I do actually play that bit live, so it's at least the diesel's cheaper at Asda. Again, the lyrics of this song, the diesel's cheaper at Asda. Actually, if Zach, you're watching, I think you were really against that lyric for ages because it was too weird in your eyes. I think, if I remember correctly. I don't know if he's even still watching. He's probably not. I love you, Zach. So, once again, let me do the whole chorus. So, from I can never take her where she wants. God, I hope that made sense. I thought it was the T's and C's at Asda. No, the diesel's cheaper at Asda, because it is cheaper at Asda. Asda's got good old Asda High... And yeah, it's Asda High Wycombe. It is. It's literally the diesel at Asda High Wycombe is the Asda I'm talking about in the song. The irony is that the lyric that precedes it is on about killing myself, isn't it? It's jokey. I mean, it's not, obviously not a jokey stuff. But I think the idea in my head, which is why I sold it to Zach, is that the lyric, what was it? It was to do with the fact that, like, the idea of someone going to kill themselves, but as they're going to kill themselves, they're more concerned with, like, finding a petrol station with cheap fuel than they are about actually, like, you know, the fact that their life is going to end, i.e. the whole I'm dead thing. That's where that lyric comes from. That's why I kept it in there, and I'm glad no one ever pulled me up on it anyway. So, the T's and C's at Asda. What are the T's and C's at Asda? I don't even understand that phrase. Anyway, sorry everyone, getting off topic, but I've got to say, it's been a hilarious jaunt going back over the lyrics, because it's almost like a stream of consciousness. Bizarre. So anyway, the song continues, and I think we basically do exactly the same thing except for this little tappy bit coming up. So it goes, diesel's cheaper at Asda. Intro again. But instead of going back, you got this little ditty. So this part here, it's weird for me. I find it really hard to play. So this hand, your right hand is going to play this. So, which is just chromatic G string on the 11th fret, 12th fret, 13th fret. So that's all this hand's doing. You might want it with because I used to tap a lot. I used to tell people if they wanted to learn like a fish tank song, for example, best way to ever learn anything in tapping, I find, is to just learn one of the hands first and practice that for ages, like doing until you've got that like really down, and then you can add in and that part in this hand is same string, G string, 6th fret, 8th fret, 9th fret. And you're pulling off with this finger. I don't know if anyone's going to get this, but I'm trying my best. Oh, sorry. See, I can't even get it. You can see this finger's plucking out those strings each time. So long. Anyway, I hope you get that. If anyone's confused, they can just come back to this video and, I guess, watch that part again. They have to scroll through me talking about petrol for a while. Diesel. Anyway, hey, someone got it. Yes, thank God. So anyway, the next part of the song is all exactly the same. So you just go through the next verse, go through the next pre-chorus, go through the next chorus. And then we get to the other tapping section, which is the most annoying section on earth. It's so hard to play. God, I don't know how Zach does it on a bass guitar. He is amazing. I mean, to be honest, should we give Zach a round of applause for just being the best member of the band, basically? So anyway, yeah, there we go. Rosie knows. So this next part, I noticed myself, I'm just like, oh God, here we go. Just like the intro, we're going to play, but instead of going to the chord, what we're going to do instead is we're going to flip this hand around, and this is going to be our root notes from now on. I mostly use my index finger and my ring finger, but oh God, this is going to take so long. Right, okay, so this hand is going like this. Let's do it without putting my hand up here, because this is a bit of a flash thing. You could do it like that. Actually, no, you can't, because you're going across. Okay, so this hand plays. So let me work this out. Yeah, so the notes this hand are going to play, and you're going to tap them, but you may as well know them this way, is... So that's 5th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, 3rd fret. Okay? And then you're going to, once you get this hand going underneath, you're going to play it like this. In fact, you can just play them. Try like that. I use ring finger on 5, index finger on 8, index finger on 10, ring finger on 5. Mission impossible. It totally is, isn't it? Okay. So anyway, this hand is going to play this. Okay, let's get this right. You ever find when you break something down that you've practiced so many times, you don't actually know how to play it? It's all muscle memory. That's basically how I feel about this song. The whole time relearning it today, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. Slowing it down just like tears the whole thing apart for me. So, okay. So that is first finger. You're always using your index finger. 13th fret to the 11th fret, to the 8th fret, to the 6th fret, and then the only bit of fancy stuff, I guess, here is you do a 3 pull up to 4, and then using your index finger, you're going to strike the string up here at the 4th fret. Okay? Once again, 13th fret, 11th fret, 8th fret, 6th fret, 3, slide to 4, pluck with your index finger open. And all together, it should look something like this. And again, practice them individually and then bring them together. Because this took me a long time. Okay. In fact, you know what would help better? Using the compressor that I use live to just basically cover all my mistakes. I'll be honest, I don't even play guitar. I'm just here for the entertainment value. Well, I'm glad you're getting some joy out of it. That's what we're here for. As long as people are enjoying the wonders of guitar, then I'm doing my job right. I'm not going to go into that any further because it's really fucking hard. And I hope you've got all the values. You can go back over this video and do that. So what you do is you play that a bunch of times. So that's 4 times round. I play that live. Yeah. I think on the record there's like 3 or 4 different guitar parts in that section because it builds up, doesn't it, to the final chorus part. So, and then Zach joins in, and then the lead guitar part comes in, and then live, instead of keeping that going because I'm only one dude. I'm not 3. I mean, maybe we'll get a guitarist in the future, another guitarist. Wouldn't that be cool? And we'll play this song properly. The next part that I go to play, got the right hand down, left hand rhythm confuses me. Left hand rhythm. So yeah, it is confusing because even I don't know what's going on. Let me if I try and tap as though it's because it's off beat. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and. God, it's so confusing. Sorry, man. So yeah, I don't know how to help you beyond that. Let's move on. Because it's way too hard. You just stand there and let Zach play it. So the next bit, the last difficult bit, if you like, is which is difficult. I change over to that halfway through and stop playing that line and just let Zach play. In fact, if Zach is still in the chat, I think he puts on like an octave up pedal to like compensate for me not playing. But anyway, this is the part I play. So the first part of it goes, which is A string, 8th fret to 10th fret on the A string, then D string, 8th fret to 10th fret, and then slide up to 12. Then we're on to the 11th fret on the G string. So that little phrase goes, and then back to 12 on the D string. So, oh wait, I'm playing on acoustics. The high fret stuff is going to suck. Me too. Well, if everyone's on an acoustic, why bother even learning this part? There's no point. It's just it literally will be impossible at some point because I'm playing frets that don't exist on your guitars. In that case, thumbs up if it's cool to just skip this part, because let's face it, that's kind of like a tab book part anyway, and we can just go straight into the chords. No, I want the lead. Right, well then, okay, I'll go through it. Okay. Someone wants the lead. We're going to learn it. Okay, right. I'm playing electric. Okay, cool. 19 frets. Okay. So have we got that so far? James Watson doesn't have it. Everyone's voting down. I don't know what this all means, but I hope it's okay. I'm glad people are still watching, regardless of watching me sweat trying to teach these parts that may or may not be right. Let's go over that one more time. I'm just going to take myself back, take a breather, have a glass of water. We're learning the lead. Sorry to the acoustic players. Okay, so 8th fret on the A string to 10th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the D string, 10th fret on the D string, slide up to 12 on the D string, 11 on the G string, and then you're just bouncing back and forth between those last two notes. Okay, cool. I'm glad people are liking it. Okay, great. And then, which is 13, pull up to 15 on the G string. So that added on. And then 13 on the B string, 15 on the G string, B string 15. So altogether that's... And you can kind of on record I think I bounce between them but like I like that clash I think I play that clash live. And then it's the same thing again, but the only difference is at the end you play so here's the first one, and then the second time round you go, so that's just literally in reverse order, 15B, 13B, 15G. So all together. I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you here, so sorry if it's like all flying over your head or whatever, but you're doing really well if you're keeping up. I'm super proud of whoever's watching. Last one is exactly the same as the first one, I think. And then instead of going to the next part, we do this. Which is on the 17th fret, A string and B string. And we're doing that same thing where we're muting everything but those two strings. So I'm just striking all the strings, muting everything except the B and the A string. Basically, my the fingers I'm using are my ring finger and my pinky finger, and then these ones are the ones muting the index and middle. So it should sound like that when you play it, just pressing down very lightly on the strings you want to ring out. and then we move that up to 19. No, wait. Sorry, 18. I think I'm right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, yeah. 17, 18, 20. All the same chord. You can just slide it up. And then you're going to take everything that you've got here and you're just going to jump up a fret. So now your ring finger is going to be on the G string and your pinky finger is going to be on the E string on the 17th fret. So I would play it if it was up here, but I run out of frets. In fact, live, I think I just skip out that last part and Charlie plays the bended version of it, which is like the one on record. Yeah, he plays it like that. You could play that. It's a dual bend. But I just play it there. Doesn't really matter. And that's the hard stuff over for the time being. And then when I get to my sort of like rappy bit, it's just the intro chords again. And it's even easier because you don't have to like jump about. It's just the chords and then bouncing to that B, I think. So it's for the whole thing. So, finally I'm faced with hard reality. I'm drenched, need you to cover me. I'm dead, sick of empathy. I'm fragile to the core of this. What were the notes for the dual bend? They were index finger on 17th fret. That doesn't move. And then your ring finger on the 20th fret. And that's you're gonna strike them together, but just move your ring finger up until they come together. So they stop clashing, essentially. You're bending it so that both notes are the same. But you can like leave it in the middle and it makes it more dissonant. But that's it. Anyway, all the next bit is just these chords. Finally, I'm faced with hard reality. I'm drenched, need you to cover me. I'm dead and sick of empathy. The only difference is the semolina line in it, which goes, you're dead and taste like semolina. And then it's just emphasizing what the vocals are doing, just on that chord. Semolina, you're wild. And then you're just straight back to it. I will bring one of the dogs in next time, Geordie. It will probably suddenly get hundreds of people watching at once if Luna was in shot. So anyway, that's it for that whole section. That semolina line's weird, isn't it? I was going to talk about it a bit because I was like, you're dead and taste like semolina. What a fucking weird line. I think I was trying to like, what I thought I was saying by saying semolina was like rice pudding, which I think is semolina, right? Something like that. But it's also not. It's just semolina flour. You're dead and taste like what? Just like tasteless flour. It's a really, oh God, what a strange line. Interesting, but weird. And then there's so many lines in that little section that just like make me go, what was I on? I'm not on anything, by the way. So that's it for that whole section. And then the last line is, you're cursed to be a Norman door I can't open up. And then, and this is where it gets nice and easy, is so this chord that you play here, this add 9 chord, this D flat add 9, you know how I said you could move it around? That's exactly what you're going to do for the last half of the song. We're going to play the chorus with 2 of these chords. This one and that chord, but stretched out here. It's quite a stretch. I hate playing it live because it's such a horrible stretch. but it's exactly the same chord as here, just your root note is on the 6th fret. So 6 on the E string, 6 on the A string, you've got your middle finger on the G string, 4th fret, and then you've got your index finger on the 3rd fret B string. And at least the Diesel Shooters Outset is my favourite line of 2018, no lie. Oh, I'm glad. Hey Colin, how's it going, bro? So anyway, and the beauty of doing this is you don't have to mute any of the other strings. You can kind of just, because they all work because you've got this capo on here. It's the reason the capo's in the song is, and all the tapping obviously. But I'm just kind of like, I'm not really plucking any kind of particular pattern. I'm just being real gentle and going, I can never take her where she wants. Up to that 11th fret again, exactly the same chord shape. She has to put up with my adolescence. I could be more productive. Premium courses and being cost effective. Can never be who she wants. Drive my car to a bridge, throw myself off. Then you can just kind of play that around forever until you're done, because I think the song fades out on record, I'm pretty sure. And that's it. That's it, guys. I'm going to go through the whole thing again by playing along to the song, because one, I can't sing and play it at the same time, and because it'll be funny watching me fail at even trying to play the song just by itself, especially that riff part. So, and that's going to be it. And then I think we're out of time anyway, because it's like nearly coming up to an hour. God, you guys have got some like amazing attention spans. Is there a pull-off from the 11th to the 8th on the B string on record? Yes, there is. You're right. You mean like this? There totally is. Wow. Jacob Green, you legend. Yeah. So in the end bit, yeah, that's totally right. He's right. So, I can never take her where she... It's only occasionally, but he's totally right. I can never take her where she wants. She has to put up with my adolescence. I could be more productive. Premium courses and being cost effective. And yeah, you just literally just take off your pinky and just... off on the B string. Off the 11th fret. As a little bit of added... Jacob, you are a fucking legend. You're an absolute legend, my friend. Oh, so sick that you noticed that. Okay, so let's. I'm just going to play the song as it is on Spotify, and I'm going to try and keep up. And if you guys want to do a cover of this song or anything, or send me you doing like a little chunk of it or whatever on your story or whatever, I'd love to see it. Thank you so much for sticking with me, guys. That was really fucking difficult. But I really enjoyed teaching it. I hope everything was okay. If you have any questions about parts... Oh, wait, someone just said that we supported you guys at Boiler Room and had to come by. Oh, yeah. I pay more attention to these streams than I do customers at work. Well, the customers at work suck. Also, you have customers at work, you should be indoors. So anyway, I'm going to try and play along to the song. Yeah, we've got enough time. All right. Now, the song starts so fucking fast. Is this too loud? Let's find out. Is that too loud? Fuck it. Who cares? Right, let's try it. Okay, I'm going to try my best. It's like a proper guitar playthrough. Okay, I might miss the first bit, but let's give it a go. Okay. Yeah, I did it. Fuck me. Oh, God. Thank God for that. Oh, no, not the other song. Stop. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me and playing along. I'm so glad so many of you were playing along. Please send me a cover of whatever you're doing. If you want to buy a record, I'm sending a few out this week. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you all so much. We're going to come back tomorrow. Me and Zach are going to do Shame. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you all so much. And and thank you if you went and watched the new music video today as well. Thank you. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye.